just gonna go for an easy ride, and we're gonna talk about, can you get a good, affordable kit that's still comfortable from China? So let's ride. First off, I'm going to explain a little backstory on why I have another vlog camera. And basically it was because if you've watched my How to Crash a Cyclocross Bike vlog, you'll see that I took a tumble, and unfortunately I didn't set my camera aside that I was using, which is my little Sony RX100. Problem with that was I totally gacked the outside of the lens and thought I actually totally messed it up for good. I was able to finally fix it. It still has some road rash, and you can see that little picture here. But the main thing was I just wanted something that was better for cross rides or cross style vlogs where, yeah, I might actually fall and ruin the camera. Hopefully that's less likely on the road bike rides. So even though I'm riding my custom built steel road bike, gravel bike, whatever your all road bike you want to call it, I just wanted to test the setup out to see how it was. That's essentially why I'm doing this vlog, just to test it out. So let's get going, and we'll talk a little bit later about, can you get affordable, cheap cycling clothing like the kit I'm wearing right now? Basically, I wanted to kind of go over this because I do get questions from newer riders or other cyclists, or even comments on, you know, my channel. I like to put on there good, affordable options for certain things, and I like to tell you how it is and where to spend the money if you're on a budget. I've been there, even working in the industry, I have to be on a budget just for life. So I wanted to talk about this and just my quick thoughts on, can you get something affordable that's directly from China? And on the whole, I say somewhat. And what I mean by that is, in my opinion, there are certain things that you totally can save some money, and there are certain things that you want to spend the money on some good, reputable brands that you've tested, or maybe your friends can recommend. And this is just obviously my biased opinion on what I've gone through. First off, cycling clothing in general, and I'm just talking about what you wear, not your shoes or your helmet or anything like that. Those two items definitely get from a reputable company. Shoes, big thing with comfort. You want to spend the money on shoes. Again, I always recommend going to your local shop, especially for the helmet and the shoes, so you can try stuff on, because everybody's feet and head are different, and some brands you're one size and other brands are a different size, and I've gone through that. Now let's get on to what you wear, and I'm going to break this into a few things. So as far as for upper body for jerseys, honestly, I can definitely tell a difference in a premium jersey, but for a newer cyclist who's getting into it, that yes, this sport is very expensive to get into, I could say confidently you can save some money on a jersey from China. And this brand, I can never pronounce the last name. It's like Coconut Rampo or Ropano or something like that. I'll put some links in the video description below. I randomly got this as a gift, and I'm thoroughly surprised on how decent this jersey is. Now, I've definitely had better fitting jerseys and higher quality materials than others, but for someone who's just starting, I think this jersey is definitely quality enough. I've also had a few jerseys that you guys have seen in my posts that I've tagged for Rackmer. Don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, from AliExpress. Those jerseys, again, surprisingly good for the money. You're talking $15 to $25. I definitely think if you're trying to be on a budget and you want to save some money, the jersey is really where you can. That's what I have to say about the jerseys. Now, as far as like arm warmers and base layers, arm warmers I really don't like as much, just because they don't have the extra paneling that the higher end quality arm warmers do. And that means that you're gonna have better mobility, or you're not gonna have pinching or bunching that could potentially cause chafing where your joints are at. So that's a mixed bag. Typically it's just one seam and they do it really cheap, and that's how they get the price down. Base layers, I've been mixed on the quality of material and how warm or cool it is. Typically they're a very dense mesh material, and that doesn't breathe as well as some of the nice, more premium base layers. But if it's colder in your area, that's not a big issue. So you could definitely save a little bit of money on a overseas base layer. Now when it comes to bibs, this is where I have always been on the same thing. Buy quality bibs. Save the money in your jersey and maybe your socks, but spend the money on the bib. Now I'm currently reviewing a few handful of bibs from Bellwether right now, and hopefully I'll get some from other companies. And for reference, I have my red and white bib short bib, which you can see in the card above. Watch that review. That bib I literally save for my big rides. I'm talking the 60 to 100 mile rides. That's the bib I go to, and I always am thankful that I have it specifically for those rides. Now I'm gonna wear that on my commute or training rides? No way. I'm saving it because I don't want it to break down or having to overuse it. I want to save it for my epic days, and every time I wear it, I'm so happy that I have it. Now that bib is about $180, and it's totally worth it for those century rides and cyclists that are getting to that level. Now typically what I did when I did have some bibs from Rackmer, I would only use those on my commutes, my 10 to 20 mile rides. Still didn't really like them. I just didn't want to basically have to wash and use my higher end kits. For those reasons, maybe you could get a few, but I just never meshed well with the pad. It never felt great. They broke down and basically wore out really quickly. If you ride regularly, I definitely think you're not going to get that much use out of it. Now a good quality bib, like I've had one from Bellwether for like 4 years now, and it's still good. I've had Rackmer bibs and other similar Chinese bibs, and they maybe last me 4 to 6 months, maybe. And that's obviously going to depend on how much I ride, as well as the build quality is not that good, the paneling's not that good. I just overall think it's not worth it because you're going to be replacing it and you're not going to be as comfortable on those longer rides. But yeah, if you guys have any other things you guys want me to talk about or give my opinion on these simple vlogs, just kind of give it a purpose, I guess, let me know in the comments below. And now let's head back to do another sweet spot session and go home. Basically, in closing, whenever it comes to clothing or cycling accessories, you always want to spend the money on your contact points with the bike, meaning your shoes, your gloves, and your bibs. If you're trying to save some money, that's my best tips for you guys. So I hope you like this video. Make sure to like and subscribe. I've made a new playlist with all the vlogs. If you're just now seeing this one for the first time, I have a handful of them up already, and I'm trying to upload at least once a week for a vlog, and if I have products, I will upload that during that week as well. Make sure you subscribe, hit notifications so you can watch all my weekly vlogs and other videos. And this has been another episode of Locked In.